Streaming now. I guess I'll get everything set up and pull up all the chats and stuff. Oops. I always forget how to get the chat to pop out. Shush. Okay, there we go. Suppose some people may be joining us in a bit. Cool. Alright, I just need to, it's always, they like changed where the chat pop out is. If you're actually logged in, it's in a different place than when you're logged out. This happened in like the last year or so, and I always forget where it is. But that's fine. I'll just keep it docked in the window. Anyway, cool. So today I'm going to continue on with, I guess, a theme that we've had in earlier dev streams about directing voiceover in video games. So all my games have voiceover, and this game is no exception. In fact, this game is probably the most representative because the Cherry Orchard I put on specifically to produce a play remotely. And so unusually, unlike most games, the recording for this game was done in group sessions because most of the time voiceover is recorded separately, so one person at a time. Recording for this game was completed, I think, in May or so. But I actually went back recently and got some pickups from some people. And so this is what we're going to be looking at today. So I guess as a sort of introduction, if anybody tunes in or watches the VOD, The Cherry Orchard is a play by Anton Chekhov. It premiered in 1903. And it's about, well, a lot of things, but I suppose a huge theme is social change, about people who had been privileged losing that privilege, or people who had been disadvantaged gaining privilege. And so the story centers around this aristocratic family which has fallen on hard times. And it's very interesting the way that this is expressed. And we're going to see that in the lines that we're going to be looking at editing today. So we've got this family, aristocratic family, and what is interesting is they have like no money. They're deeply in debt, so they've basically got negative money. Oh, thanks, the GDX. And so their lack of money is expressed by the fact that if you're a proper aristocratic person, if you're a proper rich person, you have like staff, you have servants and stuff. So this family has servants and staff, but they have like the worst possible person in every role, which is kind of a sign that they've like fallen on hard times. So like there's the youngest daughter and she's got a governess, but the governess is like crazy. So this bit I got in pickups here. Varya is the oldest daughter of the aristocratic woman who owns the estate, so sort of like the boss of everybody, who's supposedly paying the bills, but she's broke. And so Varya is the responsible older daughter who actually has to manage everything. And in this bit, she's talking to a guy called Yepikodov, and he's basically like the family's accountant. But because they're poor, they can only hire people who are very bad at their job, so he's not a very good accountant. So what's going on in this scene is there's a party, which they can't afford to throw, but they're throwing it anyway, because they've got to keep up appearances. Thanks for rating. And he works there, but he's barged into the party, and he's drunk, and he's broken a pool cue, and he's basically being a big jerk, and Varya, goes to yell at him to throw him out. And the exchange here kind of shows that the balance of power has gone kind of topsy-turvy, which is the major theme of this play. So we can see I've got the script pulled up here. And I've got the takes from the voice actors, which I've cut, but I haven't yet selected the takes. So I'm just going to show you my process when I come up with piecing this scene together. So we'll look at, in fact, it'd probably help if I've got like the characters pulled up for y'all to look at so we can see who's yelling at whom. I've actually got a bit of this scene already in. uh, but only the very end of it. And I realized it would be funnier and support kind of the stories, themes about, people on the rise, people on the fall, if I included this whole exchange. So let me bring that up for y'all to look at here. I leaning very heavily on Unity's timeline for this. So here's what I've got actually in here, and I'll play it outside of runtime. It'll be a little choppy, but you'll get the idea.
Get out this minute! Get out!
I'll make a complaint against you!
What? Coming back? I'll show you.
So this is what we have so far. And so as the context is in the game, you just kind of, I hope y'all have a nice day too. We see her kind of yell at this guy, but that's like the only line he has. It's a cameo by the actor who plays him, which is Michael Ezekis, and Varya is played by Ash Thurman, both amazing. So, hence the addition of the lines here. I may have closed that window. Oh no, it's here. So let's have a look at what we've got from Varya. Just pull up. So
Haven't you gone yet, Simon?
What I usually do is I go one line at a time, and I can usually find out pretty quickly which I think is the best, or I can narrow it down to two. So if y'all are in the chat, if you hear a take that you think is the best, just type that shit out. We'll see if we all end up agreeing. And what I usually do is I have a folder, and I'll call it preferred with the numbers that's on top, and then to alt. So let's have a listen to these, and you can see the text here. And if the audio volume is not quite right or the screen is too small, let me know and I'll adjust it. So let's just go through these takes.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest. Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest. Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest. Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
So you may be thinking, if all of the takes are good, how do you make a decision? And that's when it comes down to, well, that's directing of, you have to think of, well, we've got this script which was written by Chekhov over 100 years ago, and that's part of the story, but if we're the ones directing it and we're the ones picking the takes, we're the ones who ultimately get to decide what that story is when the audience hears it. So we need to think about so we have to start from the position of, there's a reason why she says anything. We can't say, well, she's saying it for no reason because it was written badly. Even if it was written badly, we have to pretend it's not, but it's written well because it's Chekhov, so we're safe there. So we need to pick a take where the way she's saying it is going to tell the audience something about her that supports the story we want to tell. And I agree with Danny. I think I like the last two best. So let's listen to those again and think about what makes those different or what makes those the same, and maybe which one will make her more into the person we want her to be. That might seem a little abstract, but I'll get more into it in a moment.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest. Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
So those are very similar, but I could hear a difference in them in that I think, yeah, I agree with the GDX. So we have to approach it from the standpoint of, if she says it a certain way, something is making her say it a certain way. So in the third one, she doesn't sound surprised. She sounds like she expects him to act like a shithead. Yeah, sure, we could listen to the first two again.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
So like this one, she's angry, but she sounds almost surprised. I guess not like shocked, but like, I told you to leave, why haven't you left yet? Whereas the third one's more like, I told you to leave, but of course you haven't left yet. So the decision matters here because this is going to tell the audience, even if it's kind of like, kind of a subconscious way, because we're not directly saying it, it's going to tell the audience what the existing relationship between these two characters are. Because if she says that like she's not surprised, then she must be saying that because she's seen him act like a shithead, pardon my language, a lot. Yeah, we can listen to that one.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
And the last one, number 2, see, all the takes are great. And that last one, what I heard at the end is almost sort of a exasperated, tired, like, I'm dealing with this. So they're all good. So it's not a case of, what's objectively the best performance, because they're all performed well, but what is the performance that makes her into who we want her to be, or what makes the relationship what we want it to be? So this is basically a walk-on cameo from this character. We don't see him anywhere else. So that means we can make a lot of decisions right now without worrying about like the baggage of what happened in other scenes, which just makes it ideal for, folks just walking into this story like y'all are. So we have to ask ourselves, do we think the story's more interesting if she's totally exasperated with him and expecting this shit from him all the time? Or do you think it's more interesting if, she's already like kind of tightly wound and then, oh my gosh, and then he hasn't left yet. Because they're both good choices, but we have to like commit to one because the decisions we make for the rest of the lines have to be logical, following from the ones we make from this one. Or, if we change our minds later on, we have to go back to this one and pick a different take. So it's all, none of these lines are isolated, or if a game is directed well, the lines are isolated, they fit with each other like a puzzle. And it's happened before that I've picked a take that I didn't like the best in its own group of takes, but supported the whole scene much better. I agree. I think I like 2 and 4. Although I liked 3 too, because that was when she sounded like, great, this crap again. I'm going to listen to 4 again, because I don't remember it as well as I remember 3.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
Actually, I think I'm leaning 3.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect.
But we'll listen to it all together. We don't have to be perfect yet, but I think I'm going to go with 3 for now. But we'll see how it all fits together in a bit. So that was track 3. I got to track 3. So I'm going to put that into the preferred folder. Oops. And these go in the alt folder. So let's swing on over to, excuse me, what we've got from Yepikhodov. So Yepikhodov is the shitty accountant. Oh, I had this. Oh, yeah, here we go. And he's played by the very funny Michael A. Zekis, voiceover talent. And he's kind of like, he plays him as this really funny, slimy character. Michael labeled his files just with numbers, so I think it's these. Michael cut his own lines. Usually voice actors don't do that, but Michael's really nice. No, it's a kinetic novel. It's linear, because I just wanted to put on a play. So it's a play, but you can like tweak the camera angles and stuff. That's how it's interactive. Anyway, let's listen to what we've got from Yepikhodov.
You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order.
I directed this session, so I've heard all these before, but it's still funny to me. So what I think is really funny about this character, so in this scene, it's a party. He's not supposed to be there because he's an employee, and this is supposed to be a party for their friends, but he's just like busted in drunk. That he like is trying to have this big swagger, like I'm a tough guy and I don't care about rules. but he's also like slightly scared because she could fire him. I think that's really funny. That sort of like contrast of, yeah, like, what are you going to do about it? But don't fire me, please. But what are you going to do about it? So I think I want to pick the take that supports that idea the most because that's the most funny. And I think I heard that the most in the last two. So what I'm looking for is sort of a contrast between his sort of tough guy swagger and the kind of fear. So let's listen for that. Actually, they're so short, might as well listen to them all again.
You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order. You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order.
I like the third one the best because I think it had that right bit of snappiness between the contrast of the humor, but it didn't like get drawn too far out. So I don't even think I need to listen to the rest again. I'm pretty sure that's the one I want. So let me make my new folder preferred. And Alt. Put the rest in there. So now we're back to, oopsie, Varia. Oh, I put that in the wrong folder. Okay. And yeah, she goes on with, not calling you to order, I'm only telling you. Hi there! Good of you to join us. Okay. So let's see what we've got.
I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk. I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk. I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk. I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk. I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk.
I think I like the last two. What I'm listening for here is like the decision I want to make that's going to like support the story I want to tell is like she's like had it with his crap. And I think this is like this resentment that she must have been feeling for a long time kind of boiling to the surface because what she's talking about now is like not got anything to do with him party crashing. You know, she's talking about like how he works on a day-to-day basis. So she must have been like kind of pissed at him for a long time. Um, yeah, let's listen to the last two one more time, but I think I agree with y'all that 4 is pretty good.
I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk. I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk.
Yeah, I like the fourth one the best too. Good ear, guys. So that was track 8. Cool. Stick that into there. Right. So we got the next line from Yepikorov. Pull that into. Let's see. Yeah.
Whether I work or what.
It's kind of tricky because there's a temptation to like chop lines up in the middle, like they call it Franken taking it, but it's generally not a good idea to do that because even if it sounds seamless to you in the moment, uh, it's really easy to like miss tiny little artifacts that other people will hear and they're like, oh, you spliced the lines together. So if you end up in a situation where you have like one take where it started out perfect and there wasn't the best, and then you have another one that ended perfect but the start wasn't the best, and you really just don't have one take that is everything you want, you really just need to like contact the actor again and send them the 2 takes and be like, listen, I need another take from you that starts like this and ends like this, please. And depending on how you do the contracts, so the contracts that I have the talent that I hire sign, I can ask for retakes like that at no extra charge. I don't abuse that. People like working for me. I pay above average. But if you are going to be having VO in your game, I recommend adding such a clause to your contract so that you can just like email and be like, yo, can you give me another take of this? You'd have to like pay them more for retakes. But you should pay them, I think, even if it's a retake, if it's like a really big one. Like if you ask them to like read a whole page, you should pay them. But if it's one sentence, you should add a clause in your contract for that. It's, business sense. Anyway, let's listen to what Yepikatov's got to say now.
Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards, it's only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders. Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is a matter to be settled only by people of understanding and my elders. Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders.
Love that New Jersey
Whether
accent.
I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders. Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders.
I think the last one laid it on a little too thick, which is a shame because I actually told him to do that. Sometimes it happens when you're directing that you've got a cool idea and you think you know best, but the actor actually knows best. But most of the time, I know best. Well, in my opinion. But yeah, if the actor wants to try something, you should always let him try it because you never know, like, they might be right. Sometimes you can't even tell until like hours later whose idea was best. So that's why you got to get all the ideas. Anyway, yeah, I like 2 and 3. I think I liked 4 too, but I think it's definitely between the middle 3. Yeah, I liked 4 a lot. Let's eliminate 1 and 5. And let's listen to the middle 3 again, because they were all good. Well, I mean, all of them were good, but these 3 were the top 3 for sure.
Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is a matter to be settled only by people of understanding and my elders.
Well, Danny _YT. I found I've been directing voiceover in video games for like 5 years now, and I've definitely become a better director in that time, and practice makes perfect. But what's interesting is usually like my gut instinct for which take is best tends to be right, and the more I like agonize over which take was better, the less of a conclusion I'm going to come up with. So trust your instincts. If anything, it's practice. You hone them. Anyway, I forgot what that one was. So okay, let's listen to that one again because I forgot.
Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is a matter to be settled only by people of understanding and my elders. Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders. Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by people of understanding and my elders.
I think I might be leaning 2.2. I think 2.3 is a little too slow, so it like loses that snappiness. I think I lean 2.2. What do y'all think? I know there's just latency, so we gotta see what y'all say, but that's what I think. Yeah.
Whether I work or
They're both good. Well, in the event that I can't decide, I'll put them both in preferred, and then I'll listen to them back to back with the Varia lines, and then I think it'll be easier to decide once we hear them next to Varia. All right, so now we've got the last line from Varia in this group, this pile of lines. And this is when she gets pissed.
You dare to talk to me like that? You dare? So I don't understand anything? Get out of here this minute! You dare to talk to me like that? You dare! So I don't understand anything? Get out of here this minute! You dare to talk to me like that? You dare! So I don't understand anything? Get out of here this minute!
Ooh, I like that last one. Did you hear what she did there, where she had like this flip in emotion of like almost as if she was about to joke and laugh, but then switching to the sort of like cool anger and fury. I love it when she Ash is really good at doing that. Ash is the actress who plays Varya. So I think I leaned the last one there. So that was easy. So now we've got one more from Yepikotov, and then we can listen to it all in context. That is true. It was a little slow, so if it sounds slow in context, we'll just go back to the alternate takes. Because a lot of times, well, like I said, you know, the best take alone might not be the best take in context. Okay. So, and now sort of like the punchline of the scene written in 1903. Some 1903 humor in there.
I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. Please. I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. I must ask you to express yourself more, delicately. I must ask you to, express yourself more, delicately?
Okay, I think I've got it narrowed down to between 3.2 and 3.5. Yeah, so let's listen to those two again. They're both very funny, but they're very different.
I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. Please. I must ask you to, express yourself more, delicately?
So they're both really funny. So we have to think like, what choice shapes the character of Yepikotov to be more funny? Because bearing in mind that he works for her family, so she could like have him out on his ass. So I think he's kind of like realizing like, oh shit, like I was talking big, but she can fire me. Shit. So this is him kind of like being a little cowardly about it. I think the really quiet like please at the end of 3.2 is really funny. Although the kind of like upward inflection at the end of 3.5 is also really funny, but I think I lean 3.2. Listen to that one more time.
I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. Please. I must ask you to, express yourself more, delicately?
They're both really funny. And so like right after that is the scene I showed y'all at the game where she's screaming at him and like coming at him with a pool cue. So that's why she's screaming at him. I think I'm going to go 3.2, but we're going to now, you know, right at the very end of my time, so it's good timing, we're going to listen to it all put together and see how that works. This is the fruit of our hard labors. That's the reward at the end of the tunnel, is you get to hear it all come together and do a real scene. Yay! Okay. So she starts with that one. And you get to sit that one. God knows why we keep clerk. We'll start with the. Okay, and then 2. Eliminate that one for now. Okay, so let's listen to it all together.
Haven't you gone yet, Simon? You really have no respect for anyone. You play pool and break a cue and walk around the ballroom as if you were a guest.
You cannot, if I may say so, call me to order.
I'm not calling you to order. I'm only telling you. I never see you at your desk. You just screw around all day. God knows why we keep a clerk.
Whether I work or walk about or eat or play billiards is a matter to be settled only by people of understanding and my elders.
You dare to talk to me like that? You dare! So I don't understand anything? Get out of here. This minute!
I must ask you to express yourself more delicately. Please.
So I could use a bit of editing to put the pauses in there, but y'all can hear the scene came out and it sounded great. So thanks for y'all's help in picking those takes. I think that wraps up my time for this evening. But if you find this project interesting, please wishlist it on Steam. The link is down below in my panel or what have you. And I think there's a little website on the GDX page and such. So thanks for tuning in, and I guess I'll let it go off to the next person. And thanks for having me, GDX. GDEX, sorry. So, later peeps. I'll sign off.